Hey everyone, greetings, a warm welcome to you all. Happy New Year. It is tentatively 2019, although I am doing this in mid-December, so I'm still in the Christmas vibe at the moment, but I'm grooving into 2019. So Aquarians, this is your first reading for the year. Now I've decided to use the first card from the John Holland Psychic Tarot deck, and it will be a card that is to be used as a background energy for the whole year. So it can be really contemplative. It can be used for either decision making or wanting to change something around if you don't like the particular card that comes out. So listen into it, kind of feel into the messages that are around the card, the meanings of it, how it feels to you, how you relate to it, and where you think it can lead for you as the year matures. If you watched my videos in December, I talked a lot about December and the end of any year as being a really good time to set your intentions. So as we move into January, that falls off because intentions should have been set, but January is more about activating those intentions, so taking action, moving into the energy of the new month of the new year. So your birthdays are really close to the beginning of the year as well, which kind of gives you more impetus and energy to get onto those intentions and activate them. Before we start the reading, because we will be doing 4 of the tarot cards as well, and then an angel card at the end as an overall message as well, I did some intuitive work beforehand. So you have like a mantra that you can also choose to utilize either for the month or even more than the month throughout the year. Now your mantra was, I recognize that awareness is the first step in changing. I become more aware each day. I am my own best friend. I love what I see in me. So the messages that I think I'm getting for Aquarians is focusing on yourself as a priority and focusing on loving yourself. And these are even the shadow sides that we often are afraid of, or that we hide from, or that we don't address. And these can go back to your formative years when you were growing up, or to things that philosophies or belief systems that you may have been following, or you may have been told to follow, or various restrictions that you might feel are around you. And of all things, Aquarians are the least restricted, of course, because we know you guys as being out there as the cosmic thinkers and of the bearers of the new age. And of course, with each year as we move further in through the 20s or the 2000s, we're getting closer and closer to the activation of the age of Aquarius as we drop off out of the Piscean, thousands of years that we've been traversing in. And we see that, I think, globally with the massive amount of change that is coming through to us, especially as humans on the planet, but also as the planet itself. So another part of the message that arrived for you guys was you received the number 2, which 2 is about balance. It's about contemplative, or introspective thinking. Again, it's often about the self. It can be about partnerships, but a partnership always involves the self anyhow. The other number that you received was 3. Also the colour green. Now green is often about the heart chakra and energies related to emotions and also healing. So some of these messages, when it says I recognize that awareness is the first step in changing, there could be some healing for some of you guys about healing past wounds, or healing emotional trauma, or healing, it could be physical as well. So physical changes might be coming for you. And also spiritual trauma if there's been any, or if there's been like a lack of flow or movement for you. Let us see what card is coming your way. Now because you've got the 2 numbers, 2 and 3, I think I will pick from the 3rd card down. So I am just shuffling here, get a little bit more activation in the deck for you guys. For Aquarius for January 2019. Ooh, a brand new year, brand new prospects, brand new opportunities, brand new pathways. Nothing has to remain closed and nothing has to remain the same. one more shuffle after this, and the third card down. Very nice. That is the Six of Pentacles. That is material and spiritual prosperity. So if we zoom in a little bit on that for you and just take some time to engage with the card, engage with the colours and the messages, because the John Holland deck is very good about dealing with the colour spectrum as well, because that is a really big vibrational part of our energy around us. The Pentacles, and he has coloured them red, they are really fundamentally attached to our base chakra area. The Pentacles and the base chakra talk to us about finances, about careers, about our home, our stability, our sometimes sort of sexual activity, our tribes, where we come from, who we connect with, and our communities. It also talks to us about our materialistic fears, if you like, in one way or another. So it's about grounding ourselves down and feeling the earth presence and knowing that you can call upon that strength and that part of your body or that part of your being for guidance as this year moves through. Because being an air sign, you guys are much more floating up in the cosmos and using your brain all the time. So sometimes that lower part of your body is almost not, thought about a great deal. And sometimes this can indicate that you might be transient or more moving around and not stabilized in things like careers or finances or homes. So this is a really positive card to focus on and draw the energy in for the year. He's standing there on a balcony and he seems quite a well-off guy, perhaps a young king or a young prince of a financial empire, because he stands there with his hands spread out on that balcony looking over a beautiful big panoramic vista of a magnificent manicured garden, acres and acres of it. He bodes prosperity and he bodes it coming in. So the Six of Pentacles, if any of you have been stuck in the realm of physical, monetary prosperity, this could be a potential change for you coming in 2019. It could be that recognizing the awareness in yourself, like an ability to earn more, or an ability to change things around, or an ability to make that desire manifest into this realm, could be the very beginnings of feeling more prosperity, or gaining something bigger, or finding grounding, or finding strength in that part of your life. So a really positive card to start the new year. It's got the, even though it's red and it's pentacles, and pentacles are associated with the earth signs, which aren't normally associated with fire and passion, red is a fiery, passionate colour. So there even feels to be some fire and passion in here about this desire to manifest or to find this opulence and to find this pleasure and this gratitude in life. So the Six of Pentacles is very much about being grateful and recognizing what you have as well. So if some of you have often thought, oh, I'm hard done by, or I haven't got what I want, or I'm not succeeding enough, turn that around and look at what you do have and work that formula from there. This card can also be a message about being in the position where you can help others. Some of you might be financially really well off or feel very confident in your home and your stability and your grounding. And the cycle of life is when we feel comfortable in any of those zones or areas and we give back, that incorporates more activity in the give and take cycle. So this card also embellishes the whole cycle of life and the giving and taking. So really lovely way for you guys to start your reading. What I will do now is just pan the camera back out a little bit and we will move these cards away and bring the tarot in. So we're doing 4 of these. They could represent the 4 weeks in January. I'm not specifically saying that, but perhaps that is how they're, you know, playing themselves out. So they are open-ended. We are just going with what the meanings of the cards are, rather than, you know, setting one for health and one for money and yada yada. So we'll just see what comes up. This is for Aquarius. What is it that you are most wanting to show them or help them with, or give them insight or clarity around? Aquarius, January 2019. Getting your intentions into the deck. And we are taking from the top card off. So the first card is the Queen of Rods. The second card is the Page of Pentacles. The third card is Judgment. And the fourth card is the Four of Wands. What do I see when I'm looking at that? I see so much yellow. So yellow must somehow play a role in there for you guys as well. And I think of yellow very much as being gut instinct and around that solar plexus area of the body. So maybe strengthening that or tuning into it, listening to your interactive mind talk a bit more and connecting with collective conscious and finding answers for questions you've got in that way. So if you've been stuck on projects or wanting answers, connect to your higher self, listen to your intuitive abilities. Also, it would appear these two here, they are court cards, so somewhere along the line these people could be in your life or offer you some insight or some sort of moment, almost like a light turning on is the message I'm getting. Let's start with that Queen of Rods. She is a fire sign, so she could be the Aries, the Sagittarius, or the Leo type energies. If she is a specific person in your life, for some of you this could be a new romance coming in, because she kind of fires up the idea of passion and excitement, and you know, she gets your emotions going and you feel this kind of like heart fluttering. If it's not around a romantic relationship, it can be around the concept or idea of businesses or creative projects. For some of you this can be associated with your work or career. You might be getting some really good ideas coming into you. You might just find them arriving, as we said earlier, from the higher self or collective consciousness, or from really strange events or moments of conversation that take place that lead you on to going, wow, I think that could be a really good idea, I'm going to run with that. That's a feeling I'm getting here. So there's this, I'm just trying to take that back and say, from the message I got for you at the beginning where it said, I recognize that awareness is the first step. Right, so it's like a message of awareness coming into you, and something from that awareness is like a light bulb being turned on. So there could be some potentially really good ideas, thoughts, projects, concepts, impulsive stuff, activity, activation, passion that turns up for you. And it might be as soon as January, because this is the January reading. She could also be someone in your life already. She might be a very supportive partner or a passionate partner, or someone who helps fire up your ideas or projects as well. She could be like a mentor, or she could be something or someone to do with a business as well, but in a positive way. If we come to the chap next to her, the Page of Pentacles, pages are usually about messages. So they're like a messenger coming to you. He is looking straight at her, and he is the Page of Pentacles. He is usually associated with finances or career or money, something along those lines. Now, he often turns up when there's the proposition of a job opportunity coming, or something to do with newness or change or restructuring, or something within your own career field or your business or the company you work for or the applications you're sending out. He's boding newness and new changes. He can even indicate for people going out for the first time after studying. They might be ready to hit the job market or to hit a new career or a change in career. He can also be seen as a young person, often a earth sign person, and this person may be on your mind, or you may be spending time with them around that time of the year. You may be supporting them one way or another, or they may need some extra input, or you meet up with them and you haven't seen them for a long time and it's a great regathering or a rebonding. I'm feeling that this person is more likely to be, if it is a person, it is more likely to be a family type member, maybe a distant cousin or a relative of some sort. If we come to the third card, it's a major arcana. It's the only one you've received at this point in time, and it's the Judgment card. Now the Judgment card is exactly about awareness and finding that new awareness, and it's a step in changing. So it relates really well to the mantra that you first received. Some people find it a daunting card. I don't know why, but I guess those people are in a boat type thing. Some people even say it's a coffin, and they've got their arms up and they seem to have no clothes on. But all of those things bode freedom. They bode moving from something that's been restrictive or confining or felt like death or was choking you, and you didn't see a way out, and you got yourself so far along the road, and then suddenly, because you listened and heard something from above, like the higher self or the cosmos, you go, oh my God, I'm suddenly aware of it. Yay, I'm going to change my principles or my direction or my attitude or my beliefs or something. You know, the card does represent big change, and it does represent it from a very high level. When the major arcanas are out, it's all about the cosmos and cycles of life directing things to us, as opposed to us making those changes. So what it's going to be personally for each and every one of you will be very different. For some of you it could be about relationships, for some of you it could be about a deeper spiritual connection, because this is a spiritual card. Some of you may have an epiphany or an awakening or a desire to connect to doing philosophical studies or religious studies or something along those lines. But whatever it is, there is change coming, and it can be quite big. Another thing with the Judgment card, it can refer to physical health one way or another. We do see those people there, obviously without their clothes on. They look a bit blue and cold, and they do look a bit stressed. So sometimes I get the feeling of things like that, a little bit of stress. Some of you might feel very cold for some reason. You might get a virus, like a flu virus, and be a bit unwell. It can also represent things to do with your hearing or your head. Some of you may need a hearing check. Some of you may be told by someone literally that you're not hearing properly, or you're not hearing the message correctly. So remember to listen to all of the ways we can receive messages in life, whether it be through a written message like an email or a handwritten note, or while you're reading a book you get this epiphany message, or while someone is talking to you, or while you're watching a documentary, or while you are pondering and meditating. All of those forms of communication can deliver amazing deep messages that can change our direction in life. So it's very much about listening as well. If we come to the last card there, we see the Four of Wands. And it's a loved card. It's turned up once already, and I'm only into the readings. So it bodes happiness, satisfaction, gratification, opulence, and of course we've seen that before with that other card that you had, the Six of Pentacles. This one here can talk about attending family events such as weddings or engagements, or the birth of a baby like a christening, or a family reunion, school reunions even. It can sometimes infer that we are moving home, so to a better place or a happier time. Now in fact, going back in my mind to someone that I sort of learnt things from many years ago, an older lady, I believe this card she would often refer to as turning up when you are going on a holiday and you are staying in another house. So like a holiday house or a motel or a hotel, and usually it's for a very happy reason, and you find yourself feeling like having this just the greatest time. So some of you could literally be going on a holiday, enjoying yourselves in and around that month of January and feeling really laid back and life's just wonderful. It can mean that some of you are leaving home, so you know, flying the coop as such, going out for the first time flatting, or maybe moving in with a partner. Possibly some of you could be moving interstate, overseas, to another country. There is also that possibility with this card. If any of you have been living in a situation where your home life has not been that great for one reason or another, this card usually indicates that you are moving into a better phase. So take all those positives and yeah, looks like really enjoy your yellow month of January. And remember too that yellow is about intellect and using the mind, which of course Aquarians do so well. Let's just see what your last card is. These are the angel cards. I'm just going to shuffle again for you guys to get some intent in. And because we took from the third card down last time, we will do the same again. One more. Ask. Ask and you shall receive. I got told that from a very young age, and it was sort of something that I believed in too. So it's a personal thing to ask, you know, what is it you're asking for? You need to connect. Again, we're talking about the higher self, we're talking about your celestial workers or support team, the cosmos. They're suggesting that if there's something you need to be activated, opened up, moved on, cleared out, changed up, you need to ask for direction, or for it to be initiated, or for activity, or for you to even just find out what it is you're actually looking for. Are some of you lost, like you're going, I'm not sure what it is I want? Is it, and it could be in many different directions. It's almost as if you're on the cusp of that jolly awareness card, the judgment card, and you're going, yeah, but what is it? I don't know. What do I need to do to make changes, or even what change do I want, or what direction do I go in? So asking could provide you with some insight and direction and which way to head. We'll read the words on the card. Ask us to help you in this situation, and we will immediately go to work on your behalf. We're governed by many universal laws, and among them is free will that allows you to make your own choices and decisions. So we patiently await your request. Yeah, it's almost like I was trying to just tune in before and thinking, you know, what about the ask card is important? And it was almost that. Some of you are lost, like you just aren't sure what direction you're going, or what it is you need to kickstart something, and you haven't asked enough. You're sitting there trying to work it out yourself, but you need some sort of connection. You know, like Lego blocks. You start off with a box of Lego, all just individual bricks, and they look like nothing, but after patience and trying a few things out and persistence and working with it, you can end up with a structure, let's say a house. But that's not the only thing that you can end up with. You can turn it into a car, or a train, or a mansion, or a tree, or an animal. So you need to have more direction about what it is you want to, in the direction you want to go, because I think that's where some of you are floundering, not really even knowing where to start on what to ask. So perhaps that is something for you to really work on as that activation for January. And going back to that mantra for you guys, I recognize that awareness is the first step in changing. I become more aware each day. I am my own best friend. I love what I see in me. So think of the self and work from there. So thank you guys. I love it when you leave your comments. Thank you for liking and subbing the channel. And also thank you for checking on your moon and rising signs, because you might find them to be really interesting as well. So happy new year to you all, and the best wishes for a great starting journey for 2019. Namaste.